right, everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I have another beginner-friendly video for you, this kind of mass-producing week that we're doing. In today's video, I want to share with you my favorite kind of go-to simple card layout, card sketch, etc. And I have several examples of each of these, and I thought I would walk you through them. So the first is where I have an entire piece of pattern paper that either covers the entirety of the front of the card, or I have an 1/8 of an inch border or a 1/4 of an inch border. And then I have a piece that's 2.5 inches wide that runs either, again, horizontally like this or vertically like this. So both of these cards could be either way, and I'm going to show you an example of one of each. We're going to make one of each today, but this is kind of the first layout that I kind of use a lot, and you can tell because here are two cards. The next is where I have a much smaller piece. So this is one we made a long time ago. This one was crooked, so it's just kind of been sitting on my desk. But this strip measures either 1 by 1.5. You don't want it too wide. And then you have either your sentiment on it or you add a focal image. So these are some tags that I have that I've been playing with. And you can see here that we have this kind of intersecting piece of paper, and then we're able to build on top of that with either another piece of pattern paper or just an image, or as I've shown, just a sentiment. And the last one is one we worked on Friday, and that's this one. So I have, again, a back piece of paper, and then I have this sheet of paper that measures right about 2, and then I intersect that with either a piece of ribbon or a piece of paper like I have here. And then you can also do it this way. So I'm going to write down measurements for you, and I'm going to kind of do my best to draw. So the first one, we're going to do a vertical and horizontal. Now listen. Listen. So we're going to have an intersecting piece of paper. That's 2.5 inches wide by the length of your paper. So let's do 5 3/8 because I've been on an 1/8 inch kick. And then this one will be 2.5 by 4 1/8. Right? Then the next one I shared with you is where we have a smaller strip. Lord, I am really good at drawing, you guys. I'm an artist. So we're going to do 1 or 1.5 by 5 3/8. And then same thing here. We could do it this way. Or you could also do it this way. And you can actually do both. But this would be 4 1/8. And this would be 5 3/8. Okay, and then last but not least, oh my God, Misty, this is awful. We have one that's 2 by 5 3/8. And then we're going to intersect that again by a piece of ribbon or something that's 1/2 inch. It's completely up to you. And then here you could do this the same way. Or again, you can have it go the other way. Okay, so it's completely up to you. So we're going to be using the new Doodlebug collection because I really want to play with that some more. So I'm going to bring in the piece of paper. And as I've mentioned before, this is a great way to make handmade cards. We're going to have some paper and we're going to have some die cuts. And what did I do with them? I literally just had them. What did I do with them? Where did I put them? Here we go. So we have all these die cuts. Now this will cost you about $14, which I know is not cheap. I get it, I do. But if you go to like a Cherry on Top or something like that, they almost always have a sale. The closer we get to Black Friday, the closer they will have another sale. Also, you don't have to get this year's collection. You can pick up last year's collection. You can get die cuts. If you have a color printer, you can buy clip art, etc. I will have some in my Etsy shop. I'll try to leave it like $1 or $2 down, and I'll have that down below, and you can purchase from there, or you can pick up the card kits that I did. There's those that are available as well. Okay, let's start with our first catch. Let's pick some pattern paper here. Grab a drink. So we're gonna do this one. So we're gonna do 2.5 by 4 1/8, and then 2.5 by 5 3/8. So, excuse me. Let's pick a pattern. Excuse me. Let's do this one. Let's do that one. And then let's do the red polka dots. Let's do these gingerbread. Or we could even do these. This could also be the background. Let's do that. Okay, so let's do this one as our landscape card. So I'm going to cut this at 4 1/8 on its side. Again, you want to go with the pattern. So since we want the card to be this way, this pattern needs to be up and down. So we're going to go at 4 1/8 because that's how tall we want it. And we're going to cut it at 5 3/8. Okay. Now for this one, we want this one to be 4 1/8 inches wide and 5 3/8 inches tall. So we're going to cut it at 4 3/8. Nope, 4 1/8. And then by 5 3/8. So then, let's see. I liked that, this one. I could also do that red. We could do a plaid. I don't want plaid, I want something. Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm going to cut it at 2.5. The card pieces are getting unruly. Okay, I'm going to cut this at 2.5 twice. So 2.5. I'm going to cut one at 5 3/8 inches wide because we want it to go the entirety of our pattern paper. And then we're going to do one that is 4 1/8 inches wide, again, to go to the entire width of our paper. Alright, let's bring in a card base. I think I want to pull in, okay, wait, let's see what we got over here. Oh, we got one that could be the horizontal. I don't think I want red though. I think I want like aqua or... Alright, let's make four different cards out of these bases. Okay, the first one we're gonna do, we are gonna score at 5.5. What am I doing? Wrong way. Wait, we're gonna score at 5.5. And then we're gonna cut at 4 1/4. This is gonna give us our 2 portrait or vertical cards. The next one, we're going to score at 4 1/4, and then we're going to cut at 5 1/2. So now we have 4 card bases. We need a horizontal or landscape one, and we need a portrait or a vertical one. So I'm going to fold these in half and then use my bone folder to kind of burnish that fold. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I feel like you need to unsubscribe from all of the sales because I'm like, we are not in the position to buy everything. All these pre-Black Friday sales are tempting, but no. So we're going to do this one just like that with this in the middle. All right, so let's start there. I'm going to use the liquid glue this time so I have a little bit of time to play. Now you could completely reverse these patterns if you wanted to. And again, that's the great thing about when you buy a pack of paper like this. They're basically meant to coordinate. And again, this has a direction, so we're going to go up with this. So I've cut it at 1/8 and 1/10. So we're going to have a small border on all 4 sides. We just want to make sure it's even for me. Okay, so you could add ribbon to this if you wanted. You could add more paper to this if you wanted. Again, these are just some basic sketches for those of you who are beginners, or maybe you are someone who has been crafting forever and you just want some quick and easy cards. And this is the way to go, I promise you. I'll line these up with the sides, and that should have, really? Paper? Really? That's what we're doing today? Okay. I was going to say, and that should be straight because they are lined up. All right, let's do the next one. You just want to make sure you get glue in all 4 corners for sure. This also has a direction, so we're going to make sure that it's pointing up. And again, we have another one that has an 1/8 of an inch border. So it's going to have a small border on all 4 sides. And then we're going to do this. Now this Tombow Mono liquid glue I've mentioned before, it's, if you put it down when it's wet, it's permanent. If you were to let this dry, it would be removable. What do I want to be? Let's line it up with the cupcakes. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so here is our first, set of cards using our first sketch. So I'm gonna put these to the side. Let's move on to the next one. All right, the next one we have is where we have a thin strip. So 1 or 1.5. So we're gonna pull in some of these that we used. So this would be a good one. This would make a good one. I have some of these as well. So let's pick a couple of patterns. Let's do, I really like this diagonal. And then let's do the solid, and we can have a, like this one for this one, and then like this one for this one. Yeah, okay. I think it's great. I like it. All right, let's bring in the trimmer. So once again, I'm gonna cut my base to 4 1/8. You know what, let's do 4 by 5 1/4 this time. So I've already shown you 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Let's do 4 by 5 1/4. And again, this is a pattern that can go either way. So you don't necessarily have to worry about it going in one direction. So 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to cut this to 1.5 inches. It may already be there. Just about 1.5 inches by 5 3/8. No, by 4 1/8. Nope, 4 1/4. Nope, by 4. 1.5 by 4. Oh my word. So that one's going to work just like that. So again, this has a direction. So we're going to cut this at 4 inches tall by 5 1/4 inches wide. And then we're going to use this one. So we're going to cut it at 5 1/4 inches wide by 1.5. All right. Let's bring in our other 2 card bases. Right, so our pink one is going this way, and our diagonal stripe is going that way. Yay! Again, this has a direction, so we want it to go up and down. And this time we're going to have a bit of a bigger border on all 4 sides. That looks pretty straight to me. How did that happen? How do we do that? How did that happen? So you do not have to adhere these layers flat. You could pop them up if you want to. It's completely up to you. Again, this is just kind of some basic go-to sketches that I like to use when I'm mass producing, but you can use them anytime. So there's the first one. Let me see, line it up with the hearts. I did. There's that one. And then let's get this one in here. So neither one of these really have a direction, so they both can go on any way. Now, this is technically a color that you wouldn't necessarily have to put in a card layer because you can write on it with black pen or blue pen even. But sometimes I still like to add them on the inside. It's just what I do. You guys have plans for the weekend? Today is Rob's last day of vacation. I'm actually filming this the day it needs to go up. If you are in the Dallas area, yesterday Rob and I went to Decorator's Warehouse over in Arlington. I was a sad panda because it was a bust. They didn't have anything. They have nothing. Okay, now let's do this one. We're going to go back to the 8s and let's pick 2 more patterns. Okay, let's see what we got left over. So we've got those patterns that we can play with. We've got this one that are smaller that we can play with. Let's pull up our little ones in. So we're going to use our leftovers for sure. Let's do this stripe with this with this. What is that? The trash was picked up yesterday. And this. Love it. Okay, we've got one. And then the next one, we want to do horizontal. Choose the bottom of this. Okay. Sorry if you guys can hear that, but there's nothing I can do about it. We are using a pink card base, Misty. No, let's continue using the turquoise. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to cut my card base first. I'm going to score it at 5.5. Yeah, we'll score it at 5.5. Cut it at 4.25. We're going to use both of these. I'm going to show you how. All right, we need this. I'm going to cut this at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So 4 1/8, 5 3/8. Then we're going to cut this at both of these at 5 3/8. I'm turning it this way because there's the glue on the end. Sorry if you can hear that trash. It must be big trash pickup day. I don't know. They picked up regular trash yesterday. So yeah, we went to Decorator's Warehouse. I'll try to insert a little bit of footage. And I was so sad because they had literally 2 purple ornaments in the whole entire store. And you guys know we decorate with purple and silver. And I was like, what in tarnation? This is rude. Okay, let's do... I think I want to do the red. The red. And then a strip of this. Or this on top of the red. Okay, we'll do this. So this is going to be 4 1/8 inches tall. By 5 3/8 inches wide. We're just going to go ahead and cut this. It's got this white strip. We're going to just cut off the teeniest, tiniest bit of this. By 5 3/8. And then we'll cut this one by 5 3/8. Oh my gosh, that is annoying AF. And we'll cut it at 1. We'll cut it at 1 1/4. How's that? No, we'll cut it at 1. All right. Let's get these adhered. So I'm going to fold on the score line. And again, this thin slip of paper could be ribbon, it could be washi tape, it could be a million other things. It could go in the center, it can go on the side. It is completely up to you. So we have another 1/8 of an inch border, so we want to make sure that it's like that. So again, you could put this, ooh, I should have taken this off. Just like that. And then our last one. So we're gonna go ahead and still make this a landscape card. but it's going to open from the side. So we're going to do it like that. Let's cut these. Let's do these this way. I'm gonna have to use a different pattern. That one's not gonna work. Let's do this and this. Yeah. Okay, so let's cut these at 4 1/8 instead. That is actually the right way to cut them. Oh, brain. 4 1/8. And then 4 1/8. Clearly I didn't cut that right, but it's down, so we're gonna leave it down. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to coordinate. All right, let's pull in all of our card bases. We have this one with this one. We have this one with this one. And then we have this one with this one. So we have 6 different cards using 3 different card sketches. All right, I think I want a gingerbread house there, and I know we have some. So let's look at the ones we have. We've got that one, cute. It's too big. Now I bought 2 of each of these things. So I bought 2 packs of paper and 2 packs of these die cuts. So that's why you see me have more. Let's do that one. And then for this one, let's do cookies. So I'm going to, let me do these 2 and then I'm going to speed it up because this video is already long AF.